Is your perspective constructive or destructive? All right, Shalom. I want to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rakah Kodash. I want to give the honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. In grace and peace to you elect around the four winds, believing and pushing this truth in all sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. This is your fellow servant, Rokoyer from the GMS Orlando camp, coming at you with another edition of Asking the Hard Questions. All right, tonight's question through the Spirit is your perspective constructive or destructive? All right, and the reason why I'm posing this question tonight through the Spirit is because a lot of the times when we find ourselves going through our different trials and tribulations, all right, what dictates whether or not that trial or tribulation that we're going through is constructive or destructive towards our faith is our perspective. All right, our outlook on the trials and tribulations that are placed upon us through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. All right, for us to the hopefully elect, it's very important for us to maintain a constructive mindset, all right, toward the trials and tribulations that we go through. All right, because constructive mindsets lead to productivity and growth, all right, which is what we want to constantly facilitate within our spirits, growth and productivity. You know, I just want to come out with this exhortation, you know, in this question through the Spirit, Lord willing to, you know, exhort and to edify you elect Akim and Akwaf out there, you know, and it's going to be real brief, you know, real brief lesson through the Spirit. But I wanted to start off here with the definition of perspective from from Google. All right, and it reads, a particular attitude toward, a way of regarding something, a point of view. All right, and being as the hopefully elect, all right, our point of view has to completely change. That's why the scriptures say this in Romans, the 12th chapter. And excuse the wind, you know, my voice, you know, the wind, the wind hitting kind of hard out here. Oh, when you can hear me. But this is Romans chapter 12 and verse 2. It reads, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. All right, and it's very important for us that are hopefully elect to be transformed by the renewing of our mind, all right, to change our point of view. Okay, because in the world, the common train of thought is that any trial or tribulation that you go through is to tear you down. You know, it's because you're doing something wrong. All right, but when you come into the truth, when you come into this faith, you know, you realize that each and every trial that Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua places us through is for our good. It's for our betterment. It's for our character development. It's for our faith development. It's for our wisdom, knowledge, understanding, so on and so forth. All right, each trial and tribulation that we go through is not to destroy us, but it's rather to build us up. But that comes with a different train of thought. It comes with a different point of view, all right, that has to be filtered out through the truth, that has to be filtered out through the scriptures. Because the worldly way of thought, all right, the worldly train of thought will have you to think that any trial that you go through is just, it's because you're doing something wrong. You know, you're fucking up somewhere. When in contrary, the Lord gives us trials because we're doing something right. Because we're doing something right. That's why the Lord is dealing with us the way he's dealing with us. He's treating us like sons, like it says in the book of Hebrews, the 12th chapter. All right, he's chastening us like sons. Why do you chasten your son? So that you can facilitate growth within him. So that you can see him grow and walk the correct and righteous path. Likewise, us in the Spirit, man. The Lord is chastising us because we're doing something right. The Lord is transitioning us from faith to faith. The reason why our trials are getting harder, all right, is not because, the reason why our trials are getting harder is because the Lord is placing more upon us. All right, the Lord is seeing fit, you know, to move us on to that next level. You know, and as we move on to next levels, brothers are becoming more and more resilient. You know, brothers are becoming more and more stronger through the Spirit. And it's all a product, all right, of the Lord, all right, chastising us, all right, to bring us to that next level. You know, and as we move on to next levels, brothers are becoming more and more resilient. You know, brothers are becoming more and more stronger through the Spirit. And it's all a product, all right, of these trials and tribulations that are being placed upon us. You know, I'm going to read this again. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, and with this transformation of mind comes a transformation of perspective. Comes with a transformation of perspective. Is your perspective constructive or destructive? All right, and it all boils down to faith, really. All right, do you believe, all right, that the trials that the Lord is placing upon you is for your betterment or for your destruction? And we already know that it's not for our destruction, so it has to be for our betterment, because the scriptures tell us this in Romans, the 8th chapter, right? It reads like this. This is Romans chapter 8. Excuse me. Verse 28. It reads, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Heavenly Father, to them who are called according to his purpose. All right, all things work. It says all things, not some things. It says, I'm going to read it again. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Heavenly Father, to them who are called according to his purpose. All right, so all things work toward the good of them that love Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, that's everything. That's each trial, that's each tribulation, that's through the L's, through the dubs, through it all. All right, everything is working toward our good. Lord willing, we're the elect. But it's all a matter of perspective. You can go through your day-to-day life, your day-to-day trials, think and beat yourself up. Well, I'm doing something wrong, man. The Lord must hate me, and it won't be conducive toward the faith. As long as you take that destructive mindset into each trial that you go through, all right, you're going to continue to be destroyed. But as soon as you take that constructive mindset into the trial that you face, the more growth you'll see in the faith, the more growth you'll see in your faith, the more productivity you'll see in the spirit. I got one more precept, then I'll close it out. All right, this is Hebrews chapter 12. And start at verse 6. It says, for whom the Lord loveth he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, the Heavenly Father dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection to the Father of spirits and live? For they verily for a few days chasten us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. All right, and our earthly fathers chastise us, for their pleasure. Some fathers chastise their children because they want to see them be good entertainers. Take Joe Jackson, for example. All right, some fathers chastise their children because they want to see them grow up to be good athletes or grow up to be productive members of the society, for their own pleasure. But Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is chastising us for his good, all right, for our profit, for the profit of the kingdom of heaven. All right, for Yahushai's dominion, for the Israelites' dominion on the planet Earth. All right, for the Commonwealth of Israel. That's why we're being chastised. For the promises that were made to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's why we're being chastised, for our profit, for our whole nation's profit. That's why we're being chastised. And that's why we must maintain a constructive perspective. Because our perspective is going to dictate whether or not we grow in this faith, or whether or not we stay stagnant, or whether or not we destroy ourselves. Scriptures tell us in the book of Sirach, second Esdras, the 14th chapter, all right, to lay aside thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. Everything ain't to destroy you. Everything or every trial that we face isn't because we're doing something wrong. Rather, we're doing something right, and the Lord sees fit to move us on to the next level. But it's all a matter of perspective, and perspective comes from a transformation of mind. All right, perspective stems from faith, ultimately. Whether or not you believe the Heavenly Father is for you or against you, I'm here to tell you through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, the Lord is with us. The Lord is with us. If He wasn't, we wouldn't be where we are today. Lord willing, we're the elect. But that being said, Lord willing, is edifying until you elect. Shalom. Stay up.